Hi besties, welcome to Vicky's Signature. Sorry, long time no video. So in today's tutorial, I'll be looking at how to cut and sew this beautiful 3-layered skirt with inner shorts. So if this is what you're really interested in, please stay tuned as we're about to start. So for this skirt, I made use of my Ankara fabric. So I made use of 2 yards, that is one wrapper, right? So I made use of 2 yards, and then I used duffels as the inner lining, and then I used normal lining also. So let's get started. So what I did was I measured 8 inches from my Ankara piece, then I cut them in 6 pieces. So this is one, can you see? That is 8 inches by 45 inches of length, right? So this is 4, this is 5, and then this is 5, and then this is 6. That is to say I have 2 for 1, 2 for 1. So I'll go to join 2 for 1. Now for the inner lining, what I did was to measure my hip. What I did is I measured my hip. Listen, I put my hip measurement. I measure my hip circumference there. So the hip I'm working with is 40. Then you go to add extra inches like 9 to 10 inches. Do you understand? So after measuring my hip, I added 9 inches. So you can go as far as 10, but me, I made use of 9. Now, and after doing that, I'll go ahead to carry one of the gathers the piece that I cut earlier. Then I'll pleat it on the lining part, which is a doff face part that we are using. So this is me pleating it on it. I didn't do gathers. I'm using our normal hand pleating on the machine. So if you watch closely, you see that I'm pleating it on it. So you discover that this part is very fast. That was because I speed up that video so that it won't take much of our time. So now after the first pleat, this is what we have. Can you see? So now we are going to be going to the second one and continue. So for the second one, we are going to be coming down by 5 inches from the first layer. That is going to be the difference. Then we'll go ahead to pleat it. I'm gonna to pleat the second one. This is what we have. Can you see? This is what we have. Now for the third one, which is going to be the last layer, we'll go ahead and pleat it using that our 5 inches of space difference that we use for the second one. So I'll measure 5 inches and then pleat the last layer on it, just as you can see me doing. Can you see? So let's see what we have. Now after we are done, this is what we have. Our 3 layers is ready. Our 3 layers are ready. Now what we are going to do is to cut off the remaining lining. That is to cut off the excess from our doll face. So we are just going to cut off the excess, leaving about 2 inches so that we can be able to fold that part. So I'll go ahead to cut off the excess and then fold it in. Now, so guys, I've gone ahead to cut the excess, and then can you see this is what we have? I've gone ahead to cut the excess lining and I'll fold it in. So now for the short part, if you watch my tutorials always, you discover that I always post trousers tutorials. So I'm gonna have to cut out this short, and then at the lap, which is at the end of the trouser, I run elastic so that it can be able to hold the lap. Now let's go over to our skirt. So for the skirt, each of the layer, I'll be holding the edges together. If you discover very well, while I was sewing, I left like 1 inch of space on the both side. Can you see? This is the 1 inch of space that I'm talking. So for us to hide the whole sewing so that no part will be showing as front or back, like everywhere is going to be clean, what we are going to do is we're going to be joining the piece together. Each of the layers, we're going to be joining each of them together. Can you see? I'll hold this one together, I'll sew it down. We'll go to the second one. Can you see? Yeah, I'll hold the second one like so. I'll sew it down. Yeah, can you see? I'll sew it down and then go to the last layer. I'll sew it. So after sewing it, can you see? This is what we have. This is what we have after sewing it. Please watch closely. I also have a tutorial on how to sew a layered gown. That one has been on my YouTube channel for the past 3 to 4 months. Now after sewing it down, I've gone ahead to push them inside so that I can run the stitch on the lining. And after running the stitch on the line, this is what we have. Did you see any joining at anywhere? No, everything is looking so fine now. So now for us to put our short inside, this is a short that I showed you guys earlier. So now for us to insert it inside, I'll locate the front part of the short and then fix it to any part of the skirt, because the skirt doesn't have back and front because of the way we join it together. Everywhere is clean and everywhere is properly sewn, right? So I'll just insert the short inside and then make sure I mark the front. You know, the front of a trouser is different from the back of the trouser, so it is from the short you're going to know the front and back. So I've gone ahead to insert it inside. I make sure that the waist of the short is the same with the waist of the skirt. So now after inserting it inside, next thing for me to do is to go to the sewing machine and run a stitch, like match it down so that the short can stay in place very well. So guys, after running the stitch, can you see the short is already inside? So now I've gone ahead to cut this band. This is just a regular way of putting your elastic band on your trousers or even on your skirt. So I cut the band to the length of the waist. So the band is 5 inches, so when I folded it, it gave me 2.5 inches, and then I'll use that half inches to sew it all around. So once I'm done sewing it, I'll show you guys. So guys, after sewing it all around, this is what we have. So now next thing we are going to do is for us to insert our main elastic inside. Then after inserting it inside, I'll go ahead to fold the leg of the skirt very well. Now, so guys, after putting the elastic, this is what we have. Can you see? This is so pretty. So if you have any question, you can drop it for me in the comment section and we'll attend to it. So see you guys in my next tutorial. I'm so sorry for not posting consistently this period. I have some bridal work and it took smokes of my time, so that was why I wasn't consistent on this space. But trust me, we are back in 2026 and we are stronger. So see you in my next tutorial. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe.